Do you notice anything? If you're watching on YouTube, Frasiacs, there's no lip background. Have I moved from Los Angeles? Have I gotten tired of the crime, honey? Have they stolen one too many damn packages from inside my mailroom? Wrong. I'm stuck in Maine. Stuck in Maine. We were supposed to fly back from our vacation. I have been gone for 13 days. A lot of new podcasts still posted for those of you who are daily subscribers. I love you. Thank you. But been gone for 13 days because my niece, Kimber, who many of you OG listeners know, graduated from high school in Boston. She was born before I started on the Kane show, and I talked about her for many years on the radio. She's like a daughter to me. I adore her so much. She turned 18 in March and she graduated from going to college, high school. Yay. So we were in Boston for that. So shout out to my gorgeous niece, Kimber. We were supposed to go back today to Los Angeles. We get to the Portland jetport here in Maine and the power goes out at the jetport. Have you ever been to an airport where the power went out? Honey, when I tell you the minute everybody looked around, it was like, is this a terrorist attack? And the security was going from stairwell to stairwell, corner to corner, going clear, clear. So obviously they were concerned too. It was very bizarre. And we were there very early morning, which I love an early morning flight because usually when you do an early morning flight, you always get out on time because you're not waiting for a plane to come in. Especially in the summer in the Northeast, or Midwest, there's always like thunderstorm warnings. So we always love a 7 a.m. flight. But the power went out, took them over an hour to get it restored. We at that point had missed our flight connection in Chicago, which would have taken us on to LAX. So we are here in Maine. So I'm giving you a special podcast because lots of things happened on my break. In addition to my fabulous niece graduating from high school, I did a 13-day digital detox, and I'm going to share with you the 5 things that I learned about going digital detox free and if you should do it. We got kicked out of another restaurant with KJ. I feel like this is the second or third place that I have been kicked out of because of KJ. What kind of parent am I? Has everyone been felt? The only moment I came back online was just in time to follow the Hawk Tuah girl. Have you all been following the Hawk Tuah girl? I'll tell you all about her. It was so good. And then we also have some new information about Sister Wives, which I'm going to talk about later this week. I also have a really big announcement about the Sarah Fraser show I'm going to be sharing with you guys later this week. But I just wanted to do this podcast, tell you about my digital detox, encourage you to do one, and let you know that the podcast will be back on track this week with Rachel Yucatel, David Yontif joining the pod, and I have some major guests coming up too. So what's a digital detox? I think everybody has heard of this, but essentially for the past 13 days, I have not posted on Instagram. I haven't done a TikTok. I haven't done a Facebook post. I haven't posted. I scheduled some YouTube videos to go up, but I have not made any new content or gone on and really engaged in Instagram whatsoever. Now, like any addict, I had some slip ups. You know, I saw some people maybe commenting about having a baby or their pregnancy journeys or friends had milestones. And I had to like jump on and be like, oh my God. But I quickly got off. And, I got right back on the wagon. It's all about mindfulness. Y'all know that's how I lost all my weight, was just mindfulness. Like you've never blown the popsicle stand. You just get back on the horse. You know what I mean? So went 13 days not being on social media. It was the best thing I have done in a long time. What was so great about it? Well, in no particular order, here's what happened for me. So first of all, I don't know how you all feel. My business is so driven by social media, right? A lot of you all follow me on Instagram, on TikTok. That's how you found me. And then you've become fans of the podcast, or you've just always followed along on my social media. So I do all my own social media at this point, which I do think after doing this digital detox for the very first time ever, I might talk about really seriously thinking about having someone take over my, posting, because it's so addicting for me. I think about it. I'm constantly looking for content, and you really don't realize how you don't shut it off. So it was like an addiction. The first 3 or 4 days were a complete I was going through the DTs of the phone, the withdrawals, honey. I mean, it is like when you are trying to quit the cigarettes, you are always, it's almost that fixation of that motion. I was constantly picking up my phone, picking it up, picking it up. And then I have to say, Sarah, you're on a digital detox. You're in Boston for a couple days. You're in Maine. We did an Airbnb in Rangeley, Maine, which is where I was born. Highly recommend you guys go there if you haven't been. If you go to Maine, it's one of the most spectacular, beautiful spots aside from Bar Harbor in all of Maine. So it really took me about 4 days to stop constantly picking up and trying to scroll. Number two that I took away from this, I was far less angry and fired up about stories. So I'm sure, like everybody, right? I think no matter what, now that you are triggered by, or at least for me, I'll talk about my own experience. Because I'm on social media so much, I have an opinion and am triggered about everything. And it was so great for 13 days to be less triggered, less like I didn't care about having an opinion on people or stories or things, or should I have an opinion on this? Because that's a lot of my business. So I loved the feeling of caring less about, or even that instant, because it's almost an endorphin hit, really. That instant ping of like, oh, I should get opinionated about this. I should have Justin Timberlake's DUI. I would have been all over that. I would have had opinions about that. It was nice to just not engage. After I started going hours without my phone, I completely felt more calm. For anybody and I know a lot of you, because I've heard this from you guys on and off, people will write to me and go, Sarah, I haven't caught up with your podcast because I've been offline for 6 months. I've been working on, a master's, or I started a new job, or I'm busy with a child. Good for you. Don't you feel more calm? I felt so much more at peace. Now I'm in Maine. I'm in a peaceful place. It's beautiful. You get up every morning, there's deer, there's birds. We were going for a walk. We saw a mama skunk with her baby. You're always engaging in so much nature. So it's easier to be calm. But I think I would go for stretches. I'm talking like 5, 6 hours. I wouldn't even have my phone. And have you ever done this? On this trip, I actually went places without my cell phone. Now, somebody in the car had a cell phone, my mom, Schman. But if I knew I was going and Schman was carrying his cell phone, I would leave mine at home. Have you ever done that? Liberating. Liberating. Number 4, I mean, that was kind of my 4, was just how I would go other places without the cell phone for the first time, and how freeing it was. And even Schman would be like, you need to bring your phone. I'm like, no, there's a problem, I'll use yours, or I'll ask somebody else. Like, somebody will help me. And lastly, so much more present. I work on being present all the time, meditating, being present, being calm. I love living in LA. You guys know this because I'm building my podcast into a talk show that's never been done before, and all these cool things coming up. But trying to stay present and with KJ, and really just playing cards with him and doing more. It was, when you're not on the phone, when you're not endlessly scrolling, it's amazing how much more present you are with your child. And I wonder, is that like one of the big parenting, I don't know, things that we have to deal with, I guess, as there's so much focus on your kid, right? Is your child like learning at a certain level? Are they developing? Should they be in daycare? Should they be home with you? But I feel like, is that the really Achilles heel for us as parents, is the phone? Because I was so much more aware of how much I scroll when KJ's at home and it's during the work week. So I learned that you have to detox for 4 days, like any addiction. I kept going for the phone nonstop. I was far less angry and opinionated, loved it. Went hours without my phone and felt more calm. Left my phone at home, took my calmness to another level. Thank you. And then lastly, way more present, way more engaged. Giving KJ so much more one-on-one time. Loved it. Couldn't recommend it enough. The one time I did wish that I really had brought my phone and been, and I did take pictures. They're on my Instagram. But the one time I wish I had brought my phone was when we went to Belfast, Maine, and had lunch and proceeded to get kicked out of a restaurant because KJ was so loud. All right. I have mom brain because we got up at 4 a.m. But I swear I've come on this podcast and told you guys about other places that we have been asked to leave because KJ is so loud. And we often get at restaurants, which I'm fine with because when we go out to eat, we eat at 5 o'clock. They'll put you in the corner because they want you away from the general like patrons that are coming in that are spending money. I'm never embarrassed, like I'm never upset by that at all. But we go to this restaurant in Belfast. We're there. He's taking out his cars. He's playing with his cousin Brandon. And, he's yelling and he's crashing the cars. And the guy that owns the place, I know this because we've gone to this restaurant many times. I won't blow up their ish because, I love the food. I love going there. But he was like, could you guys do something about the noise here on this table? And, there's a table outside if you'd like to use that one. And this was after we ate and everything, but we politely got asked to move our shit outside because of my son. How many places? And it was so funny because my Uncle Larry was there. And my mom always tells a story years ago when my Aunt Cheryl and Uncle Larry, their 3 kids, plus my brother and myself, we were kicked out of a restaurant as we were so loud. We acted so badly. And then I said to my uncle, look, here you are at 78. You're still getting kicked out of places. And he's like, I know. I just have to go with it. Is that rude? I mean, kids are going to make noise. These are like 3-year-olds. Okay. What? I mean, is it me? How do you keep your child quiet unless they're on the cell phone? I got 2 choices. He's either addicted to the phone or he's animated, right? I mean, it's a family-friendly restaurant. How do we get kicked out? Anyhow. Yes, I followed the Justin Timberlake story. Wild, wild, wild. There's so much, obviously. I told you guys this when I gave my review, by the way, of Justin Timberlake's concert because I went to see JT at Kia Forum in LA. He did not seem, you talk about being present, he did not seem all that present. He didn't really seem like he wanted to be there. I'm just being honest. That was my review. It was not the greatest show that I had ever been at. Certainly an incredible dancer and singer. But there was something about him that was going through the motions. And I always have spidey senses about people. I hope he's okay. I hope his marriage is rock solid. I hope everything is great. And maybe the DUI was a one-off. Now, he and his lawyer say he had 1 martini, and this cop that is 24 years old in Sag Harbor, they call him like the redheaded cop Nazi. Like, he's apparently a real stickler. So maybe JT will be vindicated. Maybe he won't. He refused a breathalyzer 3 times. I don't know if you have 1 martini. No, this is a serious question. If you have 1 martini and you do a breathalyzer, will you fail? If you just had the martini, you'll fail, right? So he was like doomed either way, or no? Maybe some of you DUI warriors can DM me. Or police people. But the story that I did follow that I was obsessed with was the Hawk Tuah. If you guys have not seen Hawk Tuah Girl, she is, and I don't have any of my podcast equipment, so I can't play it. It's all over TikTok. It's all over Twitter. But essentially, a woman is asked on a person on the street segment for the real Jordan Small, who's asking her, like, how do you get over a breakup? And she's like, the only way to get over a breakup is to get under a new man. Then he's like, all right, how do you like leave a memorable impression for a guy? Or like, how do you have the best like sex of your life? And she's like, you got to hawk to it. And she basically saying like, spit on that D. Hawk Tuah. And now the internet is trying to track down her identity, if she's lost her job, if she's kept her job. So many names have been out there that this woman has been identified as Haley Welch. Don't know if that's true because I've also heard that her name is Katie Vickers. She's 25. She lives in Kentucky. And she's, she went out for a girls' night. She had too much to drink. She thought it was funny. And she's super awesome. She's apparently embarrassed by the video becoming so popular, the Hawk Tuah. She instantly regretted it because her dad is a prominent pastor at Little Hope Baptist Church in Kentucky. Oh, in Patayucha, maybe Kentucky. I'm sure I'm mutilating that. Like, you all know how I am with names. So this meme, do yourself a favor, is so funny. The video is hysterical. So many memes have come out of it. it, people are saying if she wants to Hawk Tuah, I don't want to talk Tuah. It's so good. The memes are priceless. But it doesn't look like she's lost her job. Her Instagram page did go private. The Katie Welch went private. She's getting some love. She's getting some hate. I thought it was the best thing I'd seen on the internet. But I will say that she has not lost her job. That appears to be completely false. Here are 5 basic things to know about this trend. Yes, Hawk Tuah means spitting, and millions of people on the internet are crushing over a girl spitting. It became an instant hit because of the animated way she described the act of spitting. The identity of the woman is not really clear, though names like Elena Robinson, Katie Vickers have surfaced. Elena Robinson refuted the claim that it was her. Some reports quoted the Hawk Tuah girl's friends as saying that she's a little embarrassed after the video went viral. Apparently, she regretted it the moment she said Hawk Tuah on camera. A report said she's the daughter of Harley Vickers, a prominent pastor in a church in Kentucky. Again, that hasn't been confirmed. And the Hawk Tuah girl is, in his defense, said she was just being herself and did not expect it to go viral. Well, good for her. I thought it was hysterical. And it's so great when you get someone's just absolute raw hot take, their drunken hot take, which is exactly what we got. The other thing so many of you sent me while I was on break, and I'm just getting to it, is we now have, well, 2 things. On Wednesday, a ton of Sister Wives tea to get to. It does appear that we've got confirmation that season 19 will be dropping end of August, early September. I've been saying this forever. Obviously, fall is huge for TV, and Sister Wives is TLC's biggest show. But we have new details about what the season's going to contain. I'll get to that on Wednesday. Cody Brown's nephew is on TikTok. He's been on TikTok for a hot second, but he is talking a lot about the family and says that he is going to watch season 19 for the first time, give his thoughts. People are very into this, but I'll tell you kind of what his angle is, apparently. That to get to. I also promised you guys that I would do a breakdown of Mary Brown's major interview on my friend Rachel Yucatel's podcast, so that will come Wednesday. But people told me that the season 5 premiere, the trailer dropped of Welcome to Plathville, and it has no shortage of family drama. If you haven't seen this, it's out on the internet, and later this week I'll put it on my TikTok. But y'all, I got to get up at 5 a.m. or actually 3 a.m. again tomorrow. But Welcome to Plathville, Micah and Mariah. Everybody is back, including Olivia Plath, Ethan's ex-wife. And it's going to get very heated. The trailer is so juicy. Oh my gosh, let me see if I can bring it up. And you're not going to be able to hear the sound, so never mind. Anyway, in an interview, Mariah notes that things have seemingly gotten worse with Olivia. The two were previously best friends, but appear to no longer be speaking on speaking terms. The tension between them has only increased as Mariah has grown closer with her parents again. Olivia has said a bunch of things about Mariah's parents, and a lot of it is going to come to a head in season 5. The trailer shows Ethan and Olivia Plath dating again. You're going to see that. Micah Plath getting serious with his girlfriend, but are they breaking up? Are they together? More of Kim Plath dating, and a bit of a teaser that it almost looks as though Kim and Barry Plath could be living together again or reconciling. What? Welcome to Plathville. Season 5 will premiere on Tuesdays. Oh, hold on. No, it's going to premiere in July. And I'm sorry, I keep saying season 5. It's season 6. I'm sorry. Oh, you guys, I need to take a nap. So it's season 6. We already saw season 5. Season 6 will premiere July 16th. So it's coming up right around the corner. Olivia Plath is also going to have an ally in her sister who's going to be on with her. And her sister gave me an exclusive interview. Her name is also Lydia. So unbelievable season that's coming up. In fact, I actually think this show is about to get really good. I always predicted this was what would happen. That these kids were all going to go crazy from their parents, do drugs, drink a bunch, get knocked up. We'll see. Micah has moved in a single life in LA. He's moved in with his girlfriend in South Florida. So he left Los Angeles while Olivia Plath has moved to LA. It's all like all over the place. Ethan Plath is dating. We already saw those pictures that were out in Minnesota bars. Well, now they're going to be on camera too. Okay. If you missed any of Welcome to Plathville season 1 through 5, you can get caught up on Max on HBO Max. But it's season 6, July 16th. You know, I will be watching with a lot to say. I love the trailer. Seems to be focused more on Mariah, Ethan, Olivia, Micah, Kim, and Barry. Oh, trailer looks so good. All right. So brand new shows this week. TLC Talk will resume on Wednesday. I'll have a lot to get to then. And of course, David Yontef and Rachel Yucatel at the end of the week. All right. Bye, you guys.